So the question is, why is it taking so long for me to build this van? I have really started. I've got the floor done. I've got the windows in. You've got some videos coming up about that. Insulated the ceiling. But it's winter, and when I filmed my last video, it was summer. It's like the middle of winter right now. I think I'm going to start doing a weekly video, so that's why this is kind of like an update video. And I'm at a place where I've never been before. I've been past it a ton of times, but I've never stopped to do this hike, so I'm going to do a little hike, and I'll tell you what the big hold up is, why I'm taking so long to build the van. If you're here because you're going to start building a van out or something like that, you've got high expectations of like it's going to be a couple of months. Like, I think I used to watch van build videos and people would say, yeah, I spent a year building this van, and I was like, a year? That feels like a long time. I am hoping that I can do it in under a year, but at the rate that I'm going, it's not likely. I'll explain why.
We're going for a hike and talking about van build stuff.
I've been past this so many times. I've never done the hike up. I think it's mostly a fire trail, but it's my birthday. I need to sweat out the toxins from last night's celebrations, but I'm already regretting this. It's so just uphill, straight uphill. Okay, so I've got up the first big hill and now I'm going to get down. I'm gonna have to come back up this one, but right now I can tell you what I think are probably the 5 main reasons that I'm taking so long to build a van. And everyone's got different reasons that they might take long. Might be financial, might be time, all sorts of things. I mean, it's mostly time for me, luckily, but so reason the first is work. I have a lot of work on at the moment. I run my own business. About a year and a half ago, my last full-time employee finished up, and so now it's really all on me. The reason that I've not been replacing employees and staff is because I just didn't like the lifestyle, etc. That's another story for another day. But it's a conscious decision not to replace and downsize, partly so I can move into a van without feeling bad that like someone's stuck working at home while I'm off gallivanting around. Like, that just doesn't seem fair to me. Of course, as soon as I get the van and decide, yes, I'm going to build a van, my work gets really busy. And that's great because it eases the financial problem, but then you don't have the time. So having the money and the time are 2 contradictory situations. So that's the first reason why it's taking such a long time.
I've been a busy little boy, so busy, it's true. But that's a good problem to have, because it gives me money to do what I gotta do.
Reason number 2 is probably weather. I can't even tell if it's looking at me. I'm doing a walk by, not because it's adding value to the video, but just because I can. That felt so cheesy. So yes, as I said, weather. That's another reason that it's taking so long, because I started the build in, well, I guess I started the build in summer, and I didn't really get to do anything until like the Christmas break, which I kind of worked through anyway. And I was working in 35-degree heat, and it was just brutal. And when they say, look, it's going to be 38 degrees this weekend, I'm like, well, I'll try and do something during the cool moments, but morning and night, that's about it. But it was not easy. So I ended up just doing a few days and then going, nah, I'll wait till the cooler weather. Then it got cold. just whinging. I can't get the Goldilocks weather to work in a van. But you'll see from the videos, I did do way more work in the van during the winter times and the colder days. As long as it's not raining is really the main thing at the moment. Like, if it's pouring down with rain, I really can't do much. I know it sounds like excuses, but I have good excuses.
It got hot, 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 too hot to build out my van. Then it got cold, 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 and I became a freezing man.
I just spoke to a lovely couple who have come this way, and I've realized that it's 9 kilometers each way, like 3 hours each way. I'm not doing that, so we'll see where we get to and then I'll turn back. Okay, reason 3. Told you about the time and the weather, and another factor is making the most of my time and weather. So you'll see in some upcoming videos, over summer, you know, I went and tested out the van in terms of, I just slept in the back of the van. There were some good weather opportunities. So I went to the beach, long weekend, stuff like that. So I've been working hard and I knew that there was a lot of like work coming up. So I thought, well, while I can stay in the van because it's not too cold, I'm gonna go on a couple of weekend trips. One in January, one in February, one in March. I filmed a video in March, but I haven't published it yet. That'll be upcoming, so stay tuned for that. Just testing out some weekend gear, like weekend battery solar setup. Just wanting to make the most of it. I'm not in a rush. I guess that's the other thing. Not in a rush, make the most of my time. And I know that I'm not gonna be camping in it in winter, so let's make it uncampable through winter. And then on the other side, probably going to be testing it out as I get further through it. So, you know, I'm going to get a diesel heater installed and stuff. So maybe before it gets too warm, if I get it installed in time and the battery and stuff, maybe I'll take it out and try out the diesel heater, do some cold camping. I think one of the key things is to also test your setup, because I'm going to be moving into it full time for an indefinite period of time. It's a pretty big life change, so I want to make sure that I'm doing all of the things that I'm comfortable with, have what I need, etc. I mean, I've got lots of experience with this, but I like not for longer than a month, you know, so yeah. So making the most of the time that I have is reason number 3.
I like to have fun when I can. It's just who I am. It's an excuse. So I made other plans. Something then.
Someone's just given me some probably terrible advice to go down this really narrow track for a little kilometre circuit that's going to have a big steep hill climb at the end. So while I'm going downhill and off into the bush, I will give you reason number 4 that it's, oh my god, that's, look, this is worth the detour, just for the view, this little goat track view. So reason number 4, that it takes so long to build a van, at least for me anyway. Maybe for you. Tell me in the comments, are you building a van? Another reason that's taking me longer than I had anticipated is injuries. I have taken up the adventurous joys of injuring myself mountain bike riding over the last 18 or so months. So I keep hurting myself, but not in the way that you would think, not because I keep falling off my mountain bike. It's a bit of a long story. My dog's getting old. I used to do a lot more exercise with her, walking her every day. I'd do like 6 kilometers a day. And that means that I've got to make extra time to actually exercise myself, which I'm realizing. Because I used to do 6Ks a day, just on a normal day. Then other days I'd do 12Ks. Sometimes I'd do 12Ks in a single walk, just walking my dog, making sure she's really tired. Now it takes about the same amount of time to do 1 kilometer. So like, yeah, it's just a lifestyle change. Poor old girls getting deaf and all of that stuff. But what I'm noticing is that I'm not setting enough of the time to keep myself fit. Hence why I'm here doing this. Because I've got to make more of an effort to keep my body fit and healthy, which it's very much not at the moment. How does that relate to injuries and stopping working in a van? Well, I'm finding that I'm getting like back issues with the riding the bike and all of that sort of thing because I haven't been doing enough fitness stuff and looking after myself. You got to look after yourself, even with everything that you might have going on. I'm realizing the importance. I'm heavier than I've been in maybe 10 years, something like that. So I better do something about it. Change my lifestyle, be fit, healthy, because the last 3 times I've been bike riding, I've ended up on my back for the entire weekend, unable to move. So need to get that sorted out.
I keep hurting myself from riding my bike, not from falling off, because I'm unfit and fat. Oh, fatty, fat, fat, how'd you do that? But look after yourself, because I didn't do it. I better do better, and then we'll get through it.
I don't think the gimbal does this any justice. It is a very steep. And I am back to where I started that loop, which seems as good a place as any to have some lunch. Yeah, I'm gonna eat food now. Nearly 2 p.m. And they don't call me Fatty McEat Food for nothing. That hill was steep, by the way. It made me realise I should have probably brought my asthma puffer with me. But what are you gonna do? I guess all I can do is have a complete asthma attack and have someone come and find me. It is a little bit asthma-y. I'll have to definitely remember to bring a puffer next time. Don't forget to bring your puffers, people. Number 5. What was number 5? I can't even remember what number 5 was. I remember what number 5 was. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never done this before. Like, a lot of the tools that I'm using for the first time. I'm problem solving. I spend most of my time when I'm working on the van. I spend at least, I want to say 60% of my time just standing there staring, going, how does this work? How do I put a roof up here? When am I meant to spray this? Am I meant to wear a mask right now? Whoops, yep, I'm meant to wear a mask. I breathed in the toxic fumes of the spray. I smelt something weird. This isn't a good idea. So like a lot of that, a lot of just staring, going and contemplating and going, how do I do this? You'll see, I've got a build video coming up. You know, it's a lot of time just spent going, how do you do a cut that goes in a circle? So that's reason number 5. I have no idea what I'm doing. It takes ages to figure out and reinvent what I call a measuring stick. Apparently it's called a pattern, I think, if you're an actual woodworking person or something. I don't know. I'm doing it the hard way, basically.
I have no idea what I'm doing. I could screw it up. So I stop and stare, pull out my hair. Not that I have much left. Reinvent the wheel and move forward slowly still.
So one of the good things though about not knowing what on earth I'm doing is the fact that I'm learning a new skill, and I'm actually learning to enjoy it as well. Like when I first started and on my other van, I was constantly trying to get the thing that I was working on done, finished, so I could move on to the next bit. And there's just this constant anxiety to move on to the next bit and the next bit and the next bit that I wasn't enjoying the process. And I hit a turning point with this van where I'm actually starting to enjoy the process, which also means that I'm taking my time a little bit more. I really want to build something that's really nice and that I'm proud of as well. So it's not just about building a home, it's about learning sort of I don't know, I'm like learning woodworking skills and stuff like that. So I'm just kind of enjoying it. It's becoming a new hobby. Ironically, I'll have to get rid of everything I own when I move into the van. I won't be able to do any of it, but maybe afterwards it will be a future hobby that I can continue on with when I come back to society. Trying to capture how gnarly this wind's getting. It's getting very blowy up here. Of course, every time I do, it's kind of stops. It is getting really wild. We're back. I made it. And here's the van. You can see some progress has been made, and this is what's to come. Because I'll be running through. We've got some solar panels up and the max fan in, but not yet tested to see if it works. You can see I've got a window in there, so that's actually the next video, probably, hopefully. This is the big reveal in the darkness. So we got some things going on. But in the meantime, I'm really keen to hear what you're up to, who's even stopped by to watch this video. Leave a comment, tell us if you've got any tips, advice through all of this. Like, come on the journey with me. Tell me, do some backseat driving of the backseat van building. I'd love it. Give me your advice, your suggestions, tips, criticisms, because I'm sure there will be. There usually is. Love your YouTube. But yeah, cool. Subscribe, and I'll see you real soon.
Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment, subscribe.